Hello, people. This is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. And yeah. We are still in the midst of this coronavirus, imploring everyone to stay safe and be careful and practice all you can to avoid the spread. And let me just say to start off with, long live the habitual line steppers. All right.
Hell yeah.
What's 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 going on, Roger Stevens of the Roger Report Live?
Man, everything's beautiful. Everything's beautiful. Just came off my channel doing a nice little show, but getting some work in before you did yours. So feeling good, brother. Feeling good.
And we are here on a Sunday night. Yeah, man, just a lot going on in social media. Um, just wanted to point out something real quick. Things sometimes in this spaces and are not what they seem, and I want people to understand is the credibility comes in when you hear someone stand on their word and it's from the horse's mouth. So, things are often said about people, and I understand that this kind of fizzled out, but keep in mind when someone has to come after you, maybe there's something about them that ain't so perfect. But, we all know and understand that. Dude, but it's like Roger this week in social media. What do you think? Seemed like quite a few things happened.
Yeah. There's been a couple things that didn't happen this week in social media, but at the end of the day, it's more torturing other black men, right? That's what I'm looking at it as. It's just more torture of the black men. They trying to.
I mean, should we be getting used to this by now? I mean, is there some mess? Is there something that we're not getting? That's why all of this bullshit is happening. Cause it's like this. I'm on that line of okay. Do I talk about it in a way that is dismissive, or do I handle it? Because I'm a black man. I don't fucking like it. Period. It's like, and I don't have to like it. I'm not one of these guys that don't. I don't feel like I have to take it on the chin. I feel like if you disrespect me, I'm just going to further my argument. Period. Or further my debate prowess, because it's not my fault that you're too childish to try to win an argument. Period. And I'm just speaking in general. I'm just speaking in general because we as black men seem to have a lot of problem with that. And I mean, like, it's not just like it's not just this, little, I guess what you like to call a gender war. It's pretty much coming from everybody who doesn't think this on the same accord. You know, it's not it's not it's it's not my job to make people behave, but it's also not going to be my job to take responsibility for other behaviors. I take responsibility for what I am responsible for. The home I created, the home I built, the kid that I participated in making, that kind of thing. Not the embarrassment is up to me to call that bullshit out. It's up to people like me to do that, so they won't be embarrassments anymore. Stop. It's like for me. It's like this. If you're going to ask black men what they think, don't get mad at the answer. If you disagree with it, just come up with some kind of fact or some kind of logical explanation to debunk the guy. But if he's speaking factually, hey, you know what? You can do one or two things. You can concede or the other option. It just doesn't. It's starting like it's getting to the point with me. Like it just doesn't seem to me that we can win. Like as far as the just getting our fair part in the conversation. It's like if anybody says anything about a black man, it's supposed to just Like we're supposed to be like, well, okay, well, if it doesn't apply to me personally, blah blah blah, and just leave it at that.
I mean,
I mean,
men can choose to do that, but come on now. If we want to say something, we got a right to say something, just like everybody else got a right to say something when people do stuff wrong today. People,
hmm yeah. I mean, like if it's wrong, wrong is wrong. I mean, it's not up to me to pacify a wrong person just because they feel like that. They should, have they're right and justified in being wrong. So, and I mean, like, and I mean, it's just like this. If honestly, I'm not a 100% perfect person. If I disrespect you, I do expect a response. I'm that thinking kind of guy. But that doesn't mean you get to disrespect me and there's no response ever. It's how I deliver my response. So, yeah. So, Roger, here's one thing that's a little weird to me: the defense of Asian beauty shops. I saw that quite a bit this week. Is why would you defend something that has extremely tangible evidence that it's against you?
because a black man don't own it. That's the only reason I could. That's the only reason I come up with it on that one.
Care to elaborate, sir?
Say defending an Asian beauty shop. Yeah, black man don't own it, so it's good. You know, um, it, I mean, in my opinion, a lot of sisters take on a white supremacist mindset, and even some of their sons take it on because they that's what they're around when they're kids, and mama thinks this way, so they think that way too until they become adults and get exposed in the world for a good amount of time. So when you take on these white supremacist mindsets, anybody can own something as long as you ain't the black guy. So even though they treat you wrong, I'ma still mess with them because they're not black. That's just that's what a lot of it is when it comes down to it. People don't want to say that, but if a well, really a black man, because if it's a sister, usually folks ain't gonna have too much of a problem. But if a black man owns something, no, we not gonna do anything to help that brother out. Everything is acceptable if you're not a black man. But if a black man does it, even excellence is unacceptable. That's what it comes out to at the end of the day. In a lot of these type of situations, we done had these the Asian folks beating up on black women. They still go into the stores, won't even just go to a different Asian Asian place. You know, bro. At the end of the day, they spend their money where they like to spend their money. So it says something about where they like to spend their money.
Hmm And they've made it pretty clear to black men that there is nothing that we can say or do about it, and we might as well leave it alone. And I was quite rude about some of the, because of some of the responses I got. I'm like, well, go get your ass whooped by a Jackie Chan lookalike then. I don't give a fuck anymore. Like you have actual black men out there protesting on your behalf. You got a Tyrone Muhammad, and it's just like we might as well just all be idiots because you don't fucking care about none of that. It's like literally in front of her kid, punched in her face, and you're around the corner. Like, so fuck it. Like, let have at it. Have at it. Go get that product. Go get it. Do you. Period. But don't complain about me not caring. It's like you make it tough to care. Period.
Well, the thing is, a lot of sisters are gonna just jump on us for whatever it is that we didn't do, because you'll have sisters that complain that you men haven't built this. Okay, you haven't done that. Let you try to put a business together and get them to shop at the business. A lot of them, as soon as they find out a black man owns it, they don't want no parts of that business. Point
I'm
blank,
talking about
period.
somebody, I'm talking about somebody build something. Every time somebody show you a blueprint, you spit on it. Like damn. And it's like, what about the brothers that had already made it? I saw some complaints about Michael Jordan this week. There's a complaint about Michael Jordan every other fucking week from somebody.
Well, I
And I'm
mean,
like,
oh my
and
bad.
let
Go
me
ahead.
and let me keep it perfectly real. I have never owned a pair of Jordan sneakers. ever. So but here's the recent one. Here's the recent one right here. It's like they sisters were kind of like black people were kind of upset that people in Atlanta lined up around the corner to get Jordan sneakers, knowing that we have a virus out here.
I mean,
And
you can stay 6 feet from each other in a line, but go ahead.
yeah, yeah, I mean, like, yeah, those kind of places have security that can enforce social distancing, and then people get rowdy. You have local police departments, you know, but it was kind of response. It was like a lot of the posts that were done about this. Yes, it was stupid, but a lot of the posts were done in response to the fact that sisters was going back to nail salons and hairdressers.
Well, see that's the trick bag that you in. If you protest because they were mistreated at a salon or a nail salon or whatever the case is, if you protest about it, they say you're being too weak. You shouldn't be protesting. You should be doing something, whatever the case is. Shout out to Gerald Jukes. Uh, he definitely cool people. Uh, but yeah, they
Mhm.
if you protest about it, they're gonna have a problem with it. But if you open a nail salon, they don't want to shop at your nail salon, as if it doesn't take money to run businesses. You know,
Well, I
so
did, but yeah, I did hear that there was agreements that there wasn't enough black businesses, enough black nail salons, not enough black hairdressers. That's what they were saying.
yeah, but that's because they don't support black nail salons and they don't support black businesses and they don't support black hairdressers or whatever it is that you say. At the end of the day, when sisters find out a black man owns something, they don't want to shop at it in a large amount of the time. There are
Hmm.
multi-millionaire black men that own businesses that refuse to put their name on their business because they don't want sisters to find out, or even other folks too, but they don't want people to find out a black man owns it. You know, a successful black man shouldn't have to do things like that. But the fact that they do it tells you something. You
So
know,
let's kind of steer it in the direction of the attitude toward black businesses, because I saw some of this week too about how people won't go to black businesses, and I say the same thing I always say. You know, number one, if these black businesses are going to thrive, you have to support them. Number two, it's pretty narrow minded to have one bad experience at a black business, but you but yes, and it's like you said, Roger, they'll frequent every white business no matter how many bad experiences they have.
yeah. And that's one of my major concerns with black folks. That thing about, well, nah, I shop with black people and I had a bad experience, so I ain't going back. I ain't dealing with no more black businesses. Yet they get mistreated at all these other places that's not owned by black folks. Yet they still go back. Like, if you was really about not supporting a business that didn't treat you well, I could totally understand that. But that doesn't seem to be the case. It seems like they just don't want to support a black business that they feel somehow they wasn't treated well. But they ain't got that standard for the other businesses. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm pretty sure most folks have seen it where you'll have a gas station. You might have like some Arab people running the gas station, whatever. Folks is talking to the customers like they crazy, and the customers are talking to them like they crazy. Yet they stay in there on a regular basis. They in there. They talking crazy to each other. You know what I'm saying? But they still shopping.
Mm-hmm.
So the Arab man can talk to you crazy. Okay, cool. All right, you go to a Chinese spot. You know what I'm saying? Chinese folks talking to you crazy. You talking to them crazy. But I guess that's good business because the owner ain't black. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that whole standard. You know what I'm saying? And even big businesses that we know are basically owned by white folks or white corporation groups or whatever the case is. You see folks get treated poorly at major businesses. I ain't gonna say no names because they major. They got money to sue, but we still keep going to their businesses.
Yeah, yeah, we know how these big businesses act when their names are mentioned in a negative way, because they have some real big going on the other side of YouTube. But that's not the conversation tonight.
Right.
But we might have that conversation on the Black Dimension. But but anyway, speaking of which, is like let's shift it into kind of a let's shift it kind of into what this broadcast is supposed to be about. So let me hit this screen share, sir. I want you to pay attention to the screen as soon as I put it up. And shout out to my my audience, Gerald Jelks, what's up? Seen George Fraser earlier. Appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. But this is called quite the stir. Um, and the headline. This is on CNN. This is on CNN, entertainment.com. You know, whatever, what CNN.com. I don't have a lot of love for mainstream media outlets, and because of the fact of the way they shape narratives, especially for black men. But this headline reads: Jada Pinkett Smith says she discovered she doesn't know husband Will Smith at all. All right, Roger, can you take a guess at how many years they had been married?
I guess I would guesstimate maybe at least 15. No, wait a minute. They
20.
got kids in their 20s. Hold on. Cause no, I mean I know they were married before Jaden was born, and I seen a clip of Jaden having like his 21st birthday party. So they've been married for over 20 years.
Yeah. Well, this article says 23 years. First line in the article. Jada Pinkett
That
Smith
sounds about
has
right.
been married to Will Smith for 23 years, but after being quarantined with him, she realized she doesn't know him at all. Uh, and it goes on to say she spilled what life at home is like during the coronavirus pandemic on her Red Table Talk show, telling her daughter Willow and mother Adrienne Banford Norris that life got damn, that's a collection of last names. That life got so busy she doesn't know the true guy underneath his big personality. Okay, I'm gonna make a real quick point. It's like, we often talk about women having children by men they don't know, but this is Will Smith. This is uber success. Like, what are your thoughts on any of this? What's being said?
Well, I mean, I gotta see which way they're gonna take this story, but this is sounding crazy. First of all, because if you've been married to this brother for 23 years, which I don't dispute, because like I said, I seen a clip of Jalen having his 21st birthday party. I know he was born in the marriage, so 23 years sound about right to me. If you don't know your own husband after 23 years, that's your fault. That's number one. Why don't you know him? A lot of people
Yeah,
know Will Smith.
I would say that. Yeah. Everybody knows Will. Yeah, like they'll get into the whole. Everybody knows Will Smith, the actor. I mean, shit. I've been knowing the guy since he was the Fresh Prince. Since parents just don't understand.
Yeah, but my point is for you to not know him on an intimate level. Yeah, we know him as somewhat of a personality or a character as an actor and all that. But if you don't know this brother on a personal level, at this point, you didn't want to know him.
Mm. Yeah, forget. Yeah, be patient. Like some of these ads are annoying, but I'm just trying to get the headline on the screen. But yeah, I don't get that either. Even to be arguably a power celebrity couple. I don't know, power couple, and that would be interesting terminology to use because power couple would mean that both are like equally yoked and equally, successful. I would say a power couple is like a Jay-Z and Beyonce. Like they're really big famous people, both on their own and seriously together. Now, one thing that was brought one thing that was brought to me was one thing that was brought to me was the fact that people were trying to compare the body of work between the two. And
Oh, that's
I
stupid.
mean, yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. It's like, I mean, it's like let's just be honest with ourselves. Now, the bodies of work don't compare. They really don't. I mean, I don't care how many duds Will Smith made. He's had more successes on top of that. Anyway, and I mean, this is not to be a pissing contest or a competition between man and woman, but let's just face it. There's not much of a case you can make against Will Smith as a public figure. Is not.
No, not
He's
really. Not a bad one.
no, and I mean he's kind of a stand up guy. I mean, like I had to admire the fact that he popped some dude in the mouth for trying to kiss him in public. I mean,
Yeah,
that
I
was
mean, it was natural reaction. It was natural reaction. So
natural
yeah, that.
reaction, like pop. And if you don't get you lucky, I don't do worse. I mean, he really got at that dude. It's just it's just this whole. I mean, I don't know. It's just this whole. It's just it's like this whole let's fuck with the black man thing that everybody has. You know, it's just and I had this premonition like back, when it just seemed like it was a new black man every 2 months, and I think Michael Jackson was in that shuffle. I think it was when the whole Finding Neverland thing came out, and I was like, damn, it's like I was thinking a list of black men that's gonna like some's gonna be said sooner or later, and I was like, who has it? Who is seemingly untouchable?
Yeah.
And and this guy's name came up, Will Smith. All right, first, okay. Um, First you got her breaking niggas down, basically on Red Table Talk. One notably Snoop Dogg. So
Hmm.
do you think that okay? Do you think that personally she might have a degree of being a controlling person? I mean,
I mean, it's got to be something to it because we're talking about Will Smith here. Will Smith has all the different things that women claim they want. He's 6 feet or taller. He he makes six figures and higher, and he definitely can get six women or more. So women they value men that can get other women. He's one of those guys. They value men that make six figures or better. He's one of those
well,
guys. They value
well,
guys that are over that's 6 feet tall or higher. He's one of those guys. I mean, like, what's the problem? And then he's a guy of good character. Like, what's the problem with Will Smith? This ain't making
public.
sense to me.
He's public. He's publicly a good family man. Publicly, he's a good family man. He held her down. He held their two children down. He held his son by his other marriage. A lot of people was like, well, here's one debate point that I got today, and they're like, I'm gonna go over a lot of these debate points, and I mean, like, it's like I appreciate the difference of opinion from anyone. Believe me, I will probably not appreciate it if someone just flat out agreed with everything I said without challenge. But that also means I reserve the right to treat you the same way. Like you what why would you get it in your brain that will like somehow Jada Pinkett Smith married down because Will Smith was a single dad.
Wow, now that's just crazy. That's not. That's just now. I under that. I can understand that in
Dude,
some cases.
the reaches, the tremendous reaches, man. It's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can understand that if you talking about some normal people and Will is out here struggling, but we talking about Will Smith, bro. Like, no, yeah, you can't say that about Will Smith. Will
that
Smith
man
is
been
one of the
having
most
money.
successful black men.
That man been successful since getting jiggy with it. And I mean, like, you can say what y'all can say what y'all want to about his rap career, and a lot of these so-called wannabe old thugs that stick their chest out, can say that he was soft and his rap was too happy. But his music career was successful. It got plenty of airplay. I'm talking about Welcome to Miami. Like, a lot of people jammed to that shit. No matter how ungangster all of y'all thought that was. So Will Smith has been successful for a long ass time.
Eh,
This was years before Bad Boys.
bro, can I get a second?
Yeah,
Cause
go ahead.
I don't want to act like Will Smith didn't have a hit record while he was in high school.
Oh,
Will Smith has been one of the most. He's been successful before he was like really an adult. Like by the time he was in high school, I mean, you could technically be an adult in high school because some people hit 18 before they graduate. But his entire adult career, he's been a very successful man, and he's been a successful man by anyone's standard, not just a black man's standard, anyone's standards. So for a brother who's been successful his entire adult life, for someone to sit
man.
here and act like he ain't the man right now, the only way Will Smith ain't the man, you got to put the man in the room with him, and there's very few people you could put in a room with him, and he not the man. Like, okay, you could put Jordan in the room with him, and we could say Jordan's the man. Maybe Tiger Woods, but there ain't too many people you could put in the room with this brother and he not be the man. So if Will Smith ain't the man, and he holds that character piece at the level it should be. The men don't have scandals going on. You know what I'm saying? I know people you got rumors about they have an open relationship or whatever the case is. But even if that's true, and I'm not gonna act like those are confirmed truths, but even if it's true that they have an open marriage, it's not like he's cheating on his woman. They have an open marriage, which means both of them could do something. So the best rumor against this man's character is he can do to his wife the same thing his wife can do to him. That's the best rumor you even got on this brother. His character is flawless when it comes down to how we see him in public and things like that. He does the stuff that he's supposed to do. So if you're gonna start taking shots at Will Smith, out of all brothers, man, you
Well,
basically put. Well, I'm just
it's a
saying
lot
this.
of, it's,
They basically
but
putting black men in a position where it's time to stop caring what they say at all.
yeah, pretty much. But at the same time, we do have these discussions. So so it's like this. I think that with a lot of the brothers who sit up here and try to justify this is glory seeking for them. It's 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 kind of an insecurity. Let it put it that way. You sit in a room with a guy who actually got that magnetism, and you might feel somewhat challenged. So when you come on these platforms and say stuff like, "Well, maybe he just wasn't doing what he needed to do," you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's, it's kind of a BS double standard. It's kind of a BS double standard. Like, okay, if if she if she criticizes him, it's something he did. If he criticizes her, he's just a fucking jerk. He need to stop complaining.
Yeah, men need to stop accepting double standards like that because that's not beneficial to us in any kind of shape, way, or form. That literally makes no sense, you know. And the way I view it, bro, after Juanita Jordan and Michael Jordan split up, ain't really much you could tell me anyway. Because a brother can be on the ball in a whole lot of different areas, and for some reason, a woman can't just agree to be good with him for the rest of his life. And it's hard to say it ain't because it's something outside the fact that he's a black man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Jordan couldn't even keep it up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me ask you a question. And do you think that Will Smith led properly in his home from what you observed? Because you hear all these people say that, oh, I wish he would just lead and lead properly, or this whole leadership thing.
Man, I got no doubt about Will Smith being a good leader.
Mm,
I got no doubt about that one. I'm sorry. There's people who can give you reasons to doubt them, but I can't figure out none when it comes to Will Smith.
mm, mm,
This
mm,
brother been
mm.
on point for a long time. It ain't like he just got on point.
Okay, so why would you think his wife would say that she doesn't know him at all?
It's because she a lazy wife. That's why.
So
How do
you
you
ain't
not
take time to
know,
get to know a man that you had two kids with.
bro? You had 2 decades to figure out who he was, and that's just in your marriage. You had time to figure out stuff before your marriage. If you don't know who your husband is, you don't want to know.
Yeah.
You know, now you lazy. And see, and my thing is if she's putting out the attitude as if it's his fault somehow that he don't know her, that's crazy. Now, so I hope that's not what she's doing.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go back to Jada Pinkett of the '90s before she became Jada Pinkett Smith. Um, I'm gonna talk about her character on a different world a little bit and how it reflected what people actually thought about Jada Pinkett Smith and her sassiness and her attitude and just her whole demeanor. When she first showed up on a different world, I didn't like her very much. I didn't like her character very much. Do you remember Lena kind of?
No, I remember her character. Her character didn't help me to like her. I'll say that. Yeah, her character did not help me to like her. But I understand that was just her character, you know.
Yeah,
But
it was. Then like okay, now I'm about to talk about the old BET. You remember when Tavis Smiley had like a kind of a night like talk news forum?
hmm
Jada Pinkett Smith was on one of those talk news forums. He was on there with like her and two other women. This is young Jada Pinkett now. Jada, like his question went in kind of the direction of, I mean, like the more things I'm gonna just say this before I say this. The more things change, the more things stay the same. His question was kind of been like going in a direction of the choices of black women, and she got mad about it. And I remember exactly what she said. Tavis, we are doing this as a collective. Like, kind of just took the man's show over in like two sentences. I was like, yeah. I was like,
well,
yeah.
so it must have been about something negative because a lot of time when something negative going on, women say it's a collective being. But outside of
Mm,
negativity, they did it on their own. Let them tell it.
okay, so after a different world for Jada Pinkett, it was
Well, I don't really remember her being on BET, so I ain't saying she wasn't there. I just kind of missed.
it was just one of them. It was just like I was a. It was just like it was the old BET. It was when BET actually was showing some good stuff. It was Teen Summit days BET. Like
No, I
they used to
remember
have
Teen Summit, and
they
I
used to have
remember,
BET news. They used
I
to deal
remember,
with some real shit.
no, I remember Teen Summit, and I remember them dealing with, you know what I'm saying, news and things like that. But this another young lady I remember. I don't remember her from being on there. I remember this other young lady who was smart and very attractive. Ananda Lewis, I believe her name was.
Oh
That's
yeah,
who I
Ananda
remember.
Lou. Yeah, she was. Oh, look.
Fine. That's what she was.
Yeah, and look who showed up. Rogish. What's going on, man?
Peace, brothers. Peace, brothers. How y'all doing on this COVID vacation?
On
Oh
that COVID
man,
vacation.
doing all right.
I ain't
It's
trying to
good
Well,
to hear.
trying to get better. While we got the opportunity, sir.
Most deaf.
okay. Well, I ain't been on vacation. My job don't stop. But for all you folks
Yes,
having a good vacation, more power to y'all. I hope y'all enjoying it.
yes. And, and my occupation was essential, so I'm supposedly jealous of people collecting unemployment because they supposedly are balling. So okay. I mean, anywhere you can get a W with this system, I totally commend you.
Most definitely.
It's like that. It's like that.
You know what? That's the scary part with this stuff is because it's like how they going to sustain it? How they going to get people to actually want to go back into work after paying somebody close to $1,200 every 2 weeks?
Well, I've heard of crazy stories about what money we supposed. I barely believe we was gonna get the first check that they talking about that $1,200. I barely believe. I said the only reason I said that we was gonna get that. Honestly, I was like, I don't really want to hear about that until it show up in my account. Honestly,
There
that
you
was my
go.
attitude toward it. But I was like, well, they're gonna have to pay
Yeah.
something because they ain't gonna let these white people go without nothing. So so
Exactly.
we gonna get something by proxy, you know.
Yeah, and price ain't bad. I mean, they delivered, so it's like. But my thing is the consistency that's it's going to have to be. It doesn't make sense to actually pay it off. It doesn't make sense because that's going to whet people's appetite. Something fierce, man.
I feel you. Well, shout out to Mahogany in the chat. All right, hey.
Mahogany Roots and MJ, one of my favorite female YouTubers. She's been having a little growth lately, so I congratulate her on that and wish her continued growth.
Well, she
Peace.
gonna get
Hmm.
a little bit more growth tonight because I'm gonna go. Been checking out her channel. I'm gonna go check her channel out too. So she gonna get
Oh yeah.
another sub tonight.
All right. All
That's
right.
what's
That's
up.
good stuff, man. That's good stuff. She doing some good things over there. But I'll tell you who need to try to do some good things. Jada Pinkett Smith. Like
Yeah, because
so
I'm not understanding this. I don't know my husband thing, and she been married for more than 2 decades. This ain't making sense to me.
It was an act. Both of them are actors, so I suspect that most of them is probably locked in a role with their so-called significant other.
Well, I mean, they supposed to be the couple, you know.
yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. Let me ask you this: do you think that there might have been a little slight crack in the foundation once they declared that they had an open relationship or an open marriage or whatever? Meaning that meaning that
Wait,
basically if they see somebody and they feel like it, then boom, as long as they
yeah.
stay safe with it.
I never heard that they confirmed that. I thought, to my understanding, that is just a rumor.
That sounds like some military shit. Like what people, couples in the military do. They used to say you had your ship wife and your shore wife. You know what I'm talking about? So that's what it sounds like with that shit. But with Hollywood, I think that's a little bit more significant because it's they probably only deal with other celebrities. You don't really see them in the tabloids unless they're kicking it with another celebrity. So they're not going to just do it. Not to smear his name, but Kobe, he went after somebody that was regular, which is what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying, for your side shit. But them with their openness, I don't know. It's I think Hollywood is very weird.
Mm. Yeah, and I mean, like, I don't want to pretend like that celebrities don't play by a different set of rules because they kind of do.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it doesn't make some of the shit they do right, but I mean, it's just, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Mhm.
Real talk.
Yeah, but I just want to say that they actually are out with an open relationship because I've never heard either one of them confirm it. And one of the best rules I know to live by, and it may sound bad to folk, but a lot of times when women speak about what men said, I just don't pay attention because they're gonna purposely misquote the man in some kind of way. And then when it comes to celebrity news and all that, we already know a lot of fake stories go around anyway. So I don't know that that's a true thing. I'm not saying it ain't, but I don't know that that's true because I've never heard either one of them confirmed.
But
Mhm.
I mean, the thing is, I don't think stuff like that becomes scuttlebutt unless there's maybe 10 to 20% truth within it, and the aspect of it being Hollywood. Hollywood is loose to begin with, you know what I'm saying? So it's not really that much of a stretch for a couple to say they're doing some open stuff. And real talk, me personally, I think that the reason they have all those parties all the time is that's when they be reinstating all kinds of rituals and stuff. So I don't think that people want to party like that 24/7 all the damn time on some Spud McKenzie shit. I think that's something that's a little bit deeper when you start dealing with the whole Hollywood thing. Entertainment. Remember that's the Rumpelstiltskin crew. Where you want something for nothing, and then they come take your firstborn.
No, I feel you. I'm not gonna say they're not doing it because they are in that Hollywood limelight. So a lot of stuff can be done, very discreetly. But I
Shit.
don't want to put it on until one of them come out and say it. At the end of the day, I ain't gonna put it on.
Well, the
You
thing
know?
is, they getting really lazy nowadays. So more than likely, it's like the whole what was it? Stefan Marbury, not Marbury. What's his name? Stefan. What his name is? Basketball
Mark,
player.
Steph Curry. You talking about Steph Curry?
Yeah, Steph
no, no,
Curry. His his
oh,
his,
okay.
his wife jumped way out of pocket. Sitting on some Hollywood shit, just thinking that she had the right to say whatever she said, and he'd have been in all right to be on some gorilla pimp shit with her, like really tarnish
Well,
his name.
that's what having chicken legs does to your attitude, though. I mean, it, it's makes you want other guys to look at you besides your millionaire championship basketball player husband. Like, it just doesn't make any goddamn sense. But hey,
You know what? I didn't even look at anything that she said to look bad on Steph Curry. It just made her like a complete idiot. Well, nah, I can't say that because she made
but you know what
herself
though?
like a complete idiot, and she's connected to him. So it looked like he picked an idiot for a wife. But
It
But
really
you know
does.
what?
It look,
outside of that, I'm good with Steph Curry.
it look like he put idiot for a wife, and on the dude level, it look like he can't control his bitch. Not to call women bitches, nothing like that, but in the aspect of how we engage one another when we're talking about the session situation, it look like that motherfucker can't control your bitch. Like, nigga, really? She say that shit to the world, and everything's supposed to just go swimmingly. You know what I mean? Nah. What he should have did, he should have got a domestic charge after that, and then it would have been smooth. It would have smoothed over.
I always say this though. I always say this though. It's like if these dudes end up flipping out on these women, and once they do them like that in public, then they're gonna do the whole they're gonna do the whole nightmare scenario thing with these dudes. And I mean, like a lot of females can get away with that shit. Oh, he's mentally and emotionally abusive.
Uh
He
huh.
called he called me all kinds of bitches, and the gardener can confirm it. So we're gonna take his job from him. I mean, no, that's an actual case.
That's
Real
crazy.
talk.
That's an actual case, but see, I'm more of the mindset. I don't want to be in between some man and his wife. So at the end of the day, however he chooses to basically take care of his situation, that's between them. I don't really want to get in the middle of that. You know what I'm saying? If I was a person on the jury, I don't even want to get in the middle of that. You know what I'm saying? If you say the man did something to her, blah blah blah. Once you tell me that's his wife, like what am I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? How am I supposed to like say that she's wrong for being with the guy who acts the way he does, and he shouldn't be himself toward her. Like
Hmm.
that's basically what you're kind of trying to make me have a decision about. She picked her husband because that's the kind of man she like. He treats her the way she likes to be treated. That's why they're husband and wife. It's not like it just came out of a fling, or this ain't we ain't talking about no midsummer's night. This is people who decided to be with each other, like for real, for real. So, like, what am I supposed to tell them? I don't want to be involved in a mess. If it's good with her, it's good with me. If it's good with him, it's good with me. You know?
Mm.
I can dig it, but in the aspect of the question is, will y'all ever be satisfied with just a black man with black women? The thing is, I don't think that they can be satisfied with just a black man because they've regulated black men into something that's a little bit more objective. Is hella objective in the aspect of just being the whole provider. They say protector, provider, all that other shit, but really they just want the provider. And they say, all right, I can get a job, and you equate to a job. You equate to the government giving me some benefits or something like that. So the thing is, they're not really looking at black men within our humanity. It's more along the lines where they're looking at our utility, exclusively our utility. And in the aspect of being satisfied, yeah, a bitch can always get another motherfucking tool. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's
Right.
keeping it real because the main thing about a man that they talk about being protectors and providers, but they never put the leadership part before the protect and provider. And what
Exactly.
is being a protector and provider? Those are utilities.
Yeah.
So it's like they don't even they're not even they don't even think about it enough or care enough to even cover it up. because they'll tell us, you're a man. You're supposed to be a protector and a provider. You're supposed to be a utility and a utility. That's what they telling us, and they don't even put forth an effort to hide that. It's like, you're supposed to do for me and do this for me also, and that's all they really saying. You know.
Shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I
Shit.
have the right to critique your performance at any time.
Severely, not non-constructively contrite.
Yeah, well, my mama and my daddy told me you had to pay the cost to be the boss. So if that's a woman willing to swap roles with men, a lot of their complaints don't really make no sense with me, and they don't have merit in my world. They just don't. Because if the man is the protector and the provider, he can't be that without being the leader. In the way I view the world. So if he's the leader, why are you tripping? And if you don't want to start paying for stuff, definitely why are you tripping? And then you get a person like Will Smith over his super successful brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, can my super successful brother be celebrated for all he has accomplished?
Nope.
Everybody don't get to do what he do. The man is very accomplished, and instead of celebrating how great of a man he is, we got women talking about, I don't even know my husband. You've been in this for 23 years. How do you not know a person that you're married to for that long, unless the truth is something other than you just didn't want to know him? I don't even get that. What's the concept behind I don't know my own husband? Sound like you don't want to know this brother because he accessible. People in movie star land, they get downtime. That's one thing I do know about movie stars. You get downtime. You're not at a filming something every single day. There's days where you literally have nothing that you have to do.
Right.
Well, you know what though? Well, you know what? There are celebrities ever since this COVID crisis that have been complaining about their first world problems. Like you got one female celebrity crying about having to homeschool her kids. Well, big fucking deal. I mean, I have never watched so many kid shows in my life. And I mean, like, but at the same time, it's all good. It's all good. I mean, with your goddamn money and shit, like, I don't care. You talking about I don't know my husband at all. I think that her problem is that she knows that she can't really control her husband like that.
Uh-huh.
I mean, yeah. Like, what do you do? What do you do to try to clip a man's nuts off if she really can't clip his nuts off? I mean,
Mm.
what the hell can she really say about him besides that bullshit? you know?
It's I think that's the only thing they can do is clip a nigga's nuts off. Because when they speak up, they always think they're speaking up on some type of strength amongst themselves. And that's one thing they're not understanding. It's like, bitch, you ain't speaking from a perspective of feminine strength when you talk about strength. Your strength is way too motherfucking rigid. But they think that that's
Yeah.
what they have to do for strength. And it's like, all right, well, who has natural rigid strength? Who has the most natural rigid strength? So that means who's in their lane, who's out of their lane. Most of the time when they just talk and they out of their motherfucking lane just for opening their mouth, because they gonna say some horse shit in the words of Patrice O'Neal anyway.
Well, to me, this sounds like a case of a bad wife. She don't know her husband, and they've been married for 23 years. How am I supposed to come to any other conclusion that she's just a bad wife?
You can get that. You don't get good wife energy from Jada when you see her, knowing that she's married and taking in her energy just on the fucking TV and everything. It's like nothing about her says she's a good wife. Nothing about it.
Especially that last statement that we're talking about right now. That don't say she's a good wife. How can you be a good wife and not know your husband of 23 years? It's certain stuff that's just so ridiculous to me that I got to take a pause when I hear this, and I'm trying to process this. Because even if you lazy, like, it's been 23 years, how do you not know this brother? How? You can Google him.
Well,
You
let me put
supposed to
it.
know him in
Let me put it
ways
to you like
that
this.
the rest of us can't.
Well, let's just put it. Let's just put it like this. that's a testament to how mega successful Will Smith is, because that means that it had to been that he was always on the road working. I mean, this dude's always working.
Good point. Great point.
I mean, and what's wrong with a brother always working? Y'all complain about the brothers always sitting around doing nothing, y'all baby fathers. But I mean, you chose him. Just like Jada chose Will. There had to been some choice at some point. I mean, she thought she knew him. I mean, shit, but she don't know him at all. I mean,
But the thing is, though, when you're dealing with celebrities, you always have to actually question if it's an organic union or if it's something for the fucking contract.
yeah, brought together by similarity. But I mean, still though, you got Will. Jada has to be somewhat of a departure from Will, though. Is like, think about the two personalities. You have Sassy versus the nice guy rapper, the happy rapper. That motherfucker like Will Smith stole Kid and Play's thunder.
He
Like,
did, though. He did.
like he was, and I'm sorry about this analogy. He was the R. Kelly to the Aaron Hall that Kid and played. For anyone that remembers that shit, you know.
No, I mean, I feel the analogy. I actually feel the analogy, and I mean, Will Smith has been successful since he was a kid in high school. Man, I don't understand. Even if this was an arranged marriage, like if you're the woman in that position, why not just get to know that brother? Like, you know, with all the stuff women say. Well, I'm saying I'm trying to because
Oh,
I'm
the
trying to be.
female intuition.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to take this seriously because with all the stuff women say, you know what I'm saying? The main stuff it comes to us brothers is they want us to be 6 foot taller or taller. Will Smith got that check. They want you to make 6 figures or better. Will Smith got that check.
Yeah.
They want you to have the ability to track other women. Can Will Smith get 6 other women? Sure, got that check.
Right.
Like, what do you need this brother to do? Well, we don't need that brother to be in a situation where he's going to jail all the time. Well, Will Smith ain't going to jail all the time. Will
He needs
Smith
to be
ain't got
able
no
to.
felonies.
He ain't beating that pussy down. No, that's all that is, fam. He ain't
Nah,
beating that
he
pussy
might
down.
be. He might very well, brother. At the end of the day, is there a woman who's
He
truly
probably a
satisfied?
weirdo. Nah, he probably a weirdo. He ain't beating the pussy down. That nigga probably a weirdo. She don't get out with no weird shit. If a motherfucker was beating that monkey down, she wouldn't say nothing but some motherfucking teeth
See,
got beat
I'm
her.
gonna have to, but I'm gonna have to go ahead and stop you right there, man, because it's like that kind of always comes up. Oh, he must not be hitting it right. That's that double standard that if she complains, it must be something wrong with him. If he complains, then there's still something wrong with him.
Well, I don't believe that because this is what I've observed.
What man don't know how to dickmatize his bitch? Get the fuck out of here. Really?
No. Well, hold on. Before we go there, I'm gonna say from observation, even if a brother can put it down, women are still unsatisfied with their men.
True.
Period.
True.
So if he's putting it down and she's unsatisfied, how is her lack of satisfaction any indication to me that he can't put it down? Because I see women complaining about dudes and they swear the man can put it down in the bedroom. Yet they
Hey,
complain.
let me give y'all a fun fact. Jada Pinkett has done an interview about having a sex addiction.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm just saying she has done. Yeah, let me see. Let me see if I can find it. I'll put it on the
So,
screen.
so, so the problem might be she can't get enough sex from the brother.
It's that nigga ain't putting it down. That is hilarious. Fucking movie star.
All right, all right. Y'all ready for this?
So
Go ahead.
Yeah, and then the DOC is funky enough just cues up. You know, when I say that, y'all ready for this? Yeah, you know. Uh,
that's a
all
banger.
right. Yeah, let me go ahead and show y'all this real quick. Jada Pinkett Smith discusses past sex addiction, alcohol dependency. I am a binger. Well, binger. I know it said binger. I just wanted to say that.
So
She discussed her. Oh man, these fucking ads. Oh
Yeah.
I was
god.
gonna say,
They want
is
you to
she some
sign
kind
up
of
for it.
loser?
I mean, shit. If let me refresh this so
You said
I can
did that
put it.
say alcohol? She
Yeah, it
she had
said
an alcohol
alcohol.
problem. She had an alcohol problem.
It's,
Yeah, but
it's
why is
Hollywood. Look, she probably on coke, drink. She on dick and pussy. Nigga, she
man? She probably on techno music, all that shit,
all
man.
that guys.
Some other Vicodin and shit. Like she taking Vicodin and techno music. Oh god. Oh god.
I mean, in
Oh my god, I
Hollywood,
gave Willow the wrong bottle, and now she's writing her own books with words backwards. Like, you know,
well, yeah, in Hollywood, anything's possible. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? But I try not to put too much stuff on people because I know there's people out there that just want black people to look bad, especially black men. So I try not to put too much on people. But yeah, it is Hollywood, so you know.
you can't say that black people was making Jada look bad because she put this out her damn self on her Red Table
Now,
Talk show.
now, now I can't. I don't know why Jada has an issue where she wants to put out this stuff about herself. I don't
Nah,
even.
the fucked
Is
up
this
part
trying to
is
help somebody?
she want to be special. The thing is, she wants some attention. It's like, bitch, you in Hollywood. Everybody got that same issue. Alcohol, dependency, sector district, coke, and fucking buying goddamn Porsches. Get the fuck out of here. That bitch wants some attention and a plague, man.
Man. Yeah, she does want attention. You know, let's give some confirmation of that attention. Snoop Dogg, when you called Gail King a dog-faced gremlin, and I'm not going to say the word, I felt like you were talking about me.
Well, unfortunately, there's a lot of sisters who, no matter what, and no matter how successful that brother is, they still want to compete with their man. So this actually may be her competing for attention.
Mm.
You know, because a Hollywood life ain't went anywhere as close as Will's Hollywood life. So, you know, for women that compete with their man, you can actually put their Hollywood careers side by side next to each other and look at their body of work, and you can see. I mean, it's because I'm saying this is a
You didn't put
different
his
world.
worst shit over against
This
That's
hers.
cruel. That's cruel.
The Wild Wild West. You're going
what
straight to.
well, I'm trying to look at this from a realistic level. Y'all know how women compete with men, but you know the man might be a manager at a business. The woman might be a secretary or whatever the case is. It's like people are doing two different things. Now, as an actor, you can put their careers side by side and measure them as actors. Period. And if you measure them as actors from a competitive standpoint, Jada ain't even close. Like she's not even in the hemisphere. She ain't even on the
No,
right
Man,
planet yet.
no,
it
no.
don't
So
dedicate Hawthorne a chance.
yeah. So with the fact that her red table talk was getting a little pub over a couple different incidents, especially when Aisha Curry said that dumb stuff about Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? She trying to keep some fire on that show. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, yeah. You know what though? You know what though?
that's what I'm
You know
thinking
what
in
though?
theory.
She had Tony Braxton on there on there talking about some. Oh my God! When he got me for the alimony, I just said men are the new bitches. So she
Ah,
presents that kind of environment, like that kind of like that gotcha bullshit. That's how Gail King got caught up. You know, with that
yeah,
gotcha bullshit.
yeah, that's
You
true.
know.
That is true.
Well, maybe she
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
keep
yeah.
her
Think about it.
ratings high.
Think about it. Didn't Ti go on Red Table Talking? And Ti was kind of like, yeah, you know, I always made it that way. You know, didn't he do that?
Oh
I don't know.
shit.
I don't watch her show.
Didn't
Real
Yeah,
talk.
Clifford
he
do that?
did. He did.
Well, you know, the Tony Braxton show is where I found out that that her mother, what's her mother name again? Let me go ahead. I just want to
Fine
give
ass
clarity.
old chick. God damn, nigga, her
Oh,
mama
Jada Pinkett
is.
Adrian,
75.
Adrian, Adrian Banfield Norris. That's her name. Adrian
Mm.
Banfield Norris.
What's she, 70, 74 looking like that? 70 fucking 5 something?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You know,
Dang.
she doesn't seem to have an ounce of body fat
Well,
on
I
her. But I just want to I just want to throw this
yeah.
out here. She's been married 5 times.
Oh,
Ooh.
fuck. Oh, shit.
Ooh. Okay. The
Her
looks ain't.
mother's been married 5. So a successful marriage is the one thing that Jada has on her mother. You know,
She talking like she want to lose that.
like
That's
seriously,
cold,
seriously.
kid.
I
That's
want to follow in the
cold.
footsteps. I want to follow in the footsteps of my 5 time, 5 time. Well, she the Booker T of marriage, 5 time, 5 time. Like,
I don't even know what to say to that. If she been married 5 times, I don't even know what to say, bro.
Who the
I
fuck gets
mean,
the gumption to go through that shit
that's
three
a
more
lot.
times,
That's a lot.
nigga?
That's a lot for Hollywood because even the big stars get married like 3 times and they kind of stop.
but let me tell y'all something. Some will have y'all believe that 5 dudes could not handle her.
Shit.
Bro,
And you
when
know
you
what?
get to 5, nobody wants to handle you. Come on now.
Ah, that's terrible, yo. How she that? You know what? That makes sense though. As good as she looks, she probably just as motherfucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The,
because
the,
I remember
the
seeing a
shit's
picture
gonna be
of
crazy.
her mother. She wasn't a bad looking woman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see it right now. Ain't that her
At
mother?
least she's not.
Further left?
No, that's Jada Pinkett. That's Jada Pinkett.
No, I saw
Look,
something like, oh no, there.
look at
Oh,
that.
that's there.
Take a look at
Yeah.
take a look at that, people. Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
what he gets for publicly being nice to her. I don't know him at all. Well, he knew you.
So let's break that down. Break down that picture. He is presenting his wife, and not just as a motherfucking trophy. You know, yes, she's a trophy wife. She's beautiful, all that good shit. But
She's fish mooning.
she does have an element about her of almost on some regal shit. I give her that shit. I know when I see the shit. But the thing is that arrogance. They don't know how to balance that shit with their arrogance and their star power. And right now, the bitch think her star power is wavering. So she tried to put her
And that shit
husband
been wavered.
in some
That
mix.
shit been wavered.
Yeah. She's trying to put Will in some mix, and you know he has a larger name. His name's going to carry a large amount of energy. You know, as this shit travels throughout the trending waves of information or whatever. And you know she'll be out there a little bit long, but the bitch ain't finna be shooting no movies or nothing. She just desperate right now because her ass is so
Imagine
motherfucking
being
empty, like most of them goddamn bitches in
imagine
Hollywood.
being in the room. Imagine being in the room full of execs. Imagine being one of the execs, and Jada Pinkett Smith is sitting right there pitching to you. Set it off too. Man, we have like people who Fox didn't really die, and you know we set it off again. In
Yo,
fact,
baby, yo, be
let's
spit.
call it set it off again. Like
You made me
I
spit
was
out my
trying not
beard,
to
cuz.
laugh.
What the
I was
fuck?
trying not to laugh, but I was trying. Set it off again.
Hold on,
Okay, that was
hold
funny,
on.
I'm
bro.
sorry, man.
That was funny.
I'm
That was-
sorry, but
Hold on, Queen Latifah gonna be in a polygamy relationship with two bitches.
No, the
trying to come
title
behind a dream.
alone, bro. Set it off again.
Hold on, one more time.
Set it off. Set it off to the left.
Okay, yeah. Set it off again is truly funny. I'm sorry. I'm trying to stay cool with him, but set it off again is hilarious. But I think an actual problem because I wasn't thinking about it from that perspective to just now. Um, she's trying to compete directly with Will Smith, but she'll
Uh-huh.
use his name because his name does carry weight.
Yep.
So she just you just putting a story out there with Will Smith name in it because his name is so much more valuable than hers. And I ain't saying that to be bogus. I'm just saying from a realistic standpoint, Will
Yeah.
Smith's name just carries a lot more weight than hers do. So you say something derogatory about Will over some shock value stuff to
Mm-hmm.
bring more attention to your show, the red table talk. Cause I ain't never watched her show, and truth be told, if Will was hosting it, I probably would watch the show. That's just reality. You know what I'm
I,
saying?
I,
Will is
I'll,
just a
I'll
bigger star.
I'll say
What's
this
that?
about the show. It is very well done. Whoever they gets to do their edit and their cinematography is very well done. Their lighting, it really draws you in. I give you that much. I don't watch the motherfucker for what I've seen on it in the aspect of looking at their set. Their set is motherfucking 100. They put a lot of effort into that, so I can get that shit. But in the aspect of what they talk about, they seem to really be pushing it's like they're tiptoeing into feminism without saying they're feminist. But it's more anytime you dealing with an aspect of black women talking about empowering themselves, you're dealing with some aspect of feminism because they haven't produced an aspect of power from their own perspective of dealing with something within them. It's always something based off of how can they adjust themselves to get by in this motherfucking system. And it seems like that's what she's doing now in the middle of a motherfucking play. That lousy goddamn bitch. Get the fuck out of here. It's a goddamn plague that's killing motherfuckers all over the world. This bitch want to talk about her husband. That nigga should really slap that bitch with a backhand. Nigga, I swear to
You never know
Well,
in Hollywood.
well, my thing is on the real talk, she using his name for views. Basically, that's all that.
That's it.
That's all
That's
I'm
it.
thinking. Yeah, you using his name for views because he's a big old star.
In the
That's all
middle
it
of a
is.
plague though, dude. How fucking honorless can a bitch get? Cuz really?
I
In the
mean,
middle of a
I mean, bro,
fucking plague? This bitch trying to get some heat on her name.
I can't. I don't even care about the play part. When you do that to your husband, another man would be different, but this your husband. Like there's no honor in that, man. I can't. There's nothing honorable
Over,
about that.
For over
over,
10
over.
years, we've been seeing shit with Brad and Angelina at the motherfucking candy aisle of the grocery store, cuz I'm pretty sure it's a whole bunch of shit going on with all these motherfuckers. It's not that it's with their significant other, because that's where the scandal shit come from. Hollywood works on scandal. My thing is it's the timing. It's like, bitch, you have poor motherfucking timing tact to try to pull this shit off right here, now.
Now, Will Smith had a little too much heat with his name, in a positive light. And he got a little too much positivity going on with his name. I saw that video joining Lucas duel called Will. You know what I'm saying?
uh,
Now, I don't follow the rap world the way I used to. I barely knew who Joyner was. I seen him like one video beforehand. He
that's
did
it.
something with
Just
Chris
one.
Brown, and now, but I gave him much props for that Will video, which was super dope way to give somebody their roses while they still around to get them.
I gotta
Now,
check it out.
so he in this good positive light, and you gonna try to drag his name, and this is your husband
Mm,
right now? No,
mm,
that's not cool.
mm.
Sorry,
That nigga,
not cool.
nigga, how the hell you gonna do Mike Lowry like that?
I'm talking about Mike Lowry. He get props for the role. That's a suave ass role, almost in the vein of
Man,
Kyle Barker.
what
Goddamn it.
other actor? Let me ask you a question. What other actor can have a uber successful trilogy over a span of 25 years?
Damn. Indiana Jones.
Like, huh? Indiana Jones?
Harrison Ford. Yeah, he named. That's one.
That's
A
it.
trilogy. I'm talking about a
Right.
trilogy that took 25 years to become a trilogy. Indiana Jones didn't take 25 years to become a trilogy.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Mm,
true.
well, yeah, I don't know because I don't know the dates on it, but
Making people care that much after all that time and making them wait that long for a trilogy.
No,
man,
the thing is, people shit on Will because he's 100% genuine in his corny shit. He's a
Oh,
cornball.
corny! I want.
He, he's a
I
he
hate like.
he's he's a cornball, but the thing is, he's honest. You could tell when that nigga talk, it's like listen to motherfucking Martin Luther King. I hated listening to Martin Luther King because
Well,
he really believes in what the fuck he said, and I wasn't nonviolent. So it's like, damn, listen to this nonviolent motherfucker say this, and it's like, all right, y'all, leave him alone, leave him alone, leave him alone, don't fuck with him. Then they kill that motherfucker. It's like, oh shit. Y'all kill the angels. So the one you can tell who the ones that speaking is angels. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Lee, Tupac, you know what I'm saying? People like that.
well,
He's one of those, and he really means what he says in an aspect of bigging people up and enriching them. You know what I'm saying? And she's a lousy bitch for what she did.
okay. Well, I'm gonna have to say that I'm gonna get. I can't call Will Smith a cornball. He is a dude, in my opinion. He's a dude that's just cool being himself. He's always been the type of person that he ain't had to like front to be nobody else. So to me, you know what I'm saying? A person that's not afraid to be themselves, I could never think of them as a cornball. The man is just a leader in all kind of shape, ways, and form. When think about it, even when rap was getting big, and that's when you really got into the gangster rap and all that type of stuff, he could have chose to do so much more stuff, but he went to go in the direction that represented him.
It's
You know
not a
what I'm
bad
saying?
thing. Hold up, it's not a bad thing to be a cornball though. A
Now,
cornball is
I
just
can't.
it's just it's a cornball is just one who doesn't have an essence of natural like rigidity, mountainous about themselves. He doesn't have that. He doesn't
No, but
have
I'm
that.
saying I can't put a negative term on a man
It's not
who.
negative. It's not negative. It's what it
Now,
is, cuz.
cornball is a no, it's a negative term. I'm sorry.
It's what it
Cornball
is.
is not a
Look. If
respected
you
term.
no, no,
And
no. Look, like I say, he's 100 though. That's what makes him a G. That nigga's 100 in that cornball shit. It's not an act. It's just him being him. So that what makes that.
well,
That's the shit that put
let's
him
get
up there.
that a better word. Genuine. He's genuine. At least he's genuine. He's not
True that.
phony with that shit.
True that. Agreed.
And a lot of people fight against that. They fight against realness. Like really, honestly, and that's a big problem in our community. We fight against realness of any kind.
Yeah.
Like, see, not the sorry ass realness, not the negatory realness. We don't fight against that. We fight against realness that actually puts us in a forward position, especially a black man. You know
Yeah.
what complaint can you have about Will Smith besides the fact that oh he corny, the nigga corny.
Nothing.
No,
Nothing.
he didn't
Nothing. That
he didn't
nigga perfect.
he didn't make he didn't make his music. He didn't make his music about selling drugs and disrespecting women. You
Hey,
know,
hey, he made black
being a
men look
gangster.
real good to the world, cuz for real. I salute him on that and tip a hat and a goddamn drink to him on that nigga. He made black
You know,
men look
Fresh Prince.
real good to the world, cuz for real. It's a
What
lot.
was all but
He has a lot of honor amongst the world, cuz on some Michael Jackson shit. So, you know what I'm saying? He made us look real good.
okay. But see the thing is though, the thing is like I don't think that he's all the way a pushover cornball because Jada tells this story like at one point where Will Smith really didn't want Jada cursing around the kids.
Mhm.
And she kept doing it. So he pulls her over to the side and says, hey, look, this marriage is over if you keep doing that. Period. I'm not gonna put up with this. You gotta stop.
Well, I
That's
don't think.
but a lot of these brothers always trying to say that Will Smith a cornball. They try to bring him down to this level of a weak dude. And we really need to stop making this a habit
He's
amongst,
not look, not, I ain't saying that the cat weak or nothing like that. No. He not weak. He not weak at all. That motherfucker, he just ain't a motherfucking mountain. That's the only thing about him. He's not a mountain. He's more like a gentle beach wave. You know what I'm saying? It's still
Mhm.
powerful. It's still powerful. It still has presence and all of that, but it ain't no motherfucking mountain. And the thing is, Jada, in an aspect of her talking about she got, you know what I'm saying, drinking issues and sexing issues, she need to get dick the fuck down West Coast production style. And he ain't finna do that.
Wow, wow. Like with that
Man,
music and everything.
You know what I mean?
you know what? I can't
By the
take nothing
pool.
she said. I can't take nothing she's saying seriously because she wants her show to be the hot new show because
Yeah.
she want to take Oprah's old position. And her show, I didn't even know her show existed to the Aisha Curry situation. And yeah, I've heard a few stories since then, but to me now it just seems like because people are in quarantine, there's no new stories that she can really get a hold of. So she's using her husband's name to try
Yeah.
to keep her show hot. That's all it sounds like to me. I don't
She
believe nothing she's saying
leeching.
at this point.
She leeching or actually parasiting off his shit, which is an
Yeah,
aspect of I don't understand them. I don't understand them means I don't respect them. That's what the
I,
fuck she's saying. That's what
I'm
all
not
of them
even.
saying when they speak the fuck up like that.
Yeah, but my thing is, I'm not even gonna buy too much into that because at this point, you're in competition with this man who has a
Yeah.
very successful in front of the career. I mean, in front of the camera career. And yours, yes, you have a career. A lot of people would kill to have Jada Pinkett Smith's career, but in nowhere does it compare. In no way does it seriously compare to Will Smith.
Not at
You know
all.
what I'm
Not
saying?
at
So
all.
yeah,
Cuz he's a literal icon. He's a literal icon. When he has a movie, you look forward to watching that motherfucker to see how he's going to mesmerize you in it. It's like an aspect of
I
in
mean,
that an aspect of him his acting, he's really fucking underrated.
no, no, Ali was a film that I thought was gonna let me tell y'all the truth. I didn't like the casting of Will Smith and Ali. I didn't.
Word.
No. Let me explain. This was before I watched the film. This was before. I
Okay.
was like,
Okay.
I will.
So
Excuse me.
you was prejudging and shit.
No, yeah, I was prejudging it. I was like, it didn't really get it because I was kind of mad at Will because I felt like he did the goofy sitcom buffoon guy kind of deal. Even though I love Fresh Prince of Bel Air, I felt like that he got it because he was like, and I was I was kind of on that shit. Like, Carlton the smartest guy in this show, yet he looks like one of the goofiest motherfuckers on there. They
Yeah,
always doing it to the smart black man. They always doing it to
exactly.
them. But
Exactly.
yeah, but yeah, shit, damn, I lost my
You
point.
got your point. No, no, no. I got your point. I got your point. So you were talking about an aspect of Will doing the Fresh Prince of you, and with him doing Ali, you thought you looked at him as being
Yeah,
soft
yeah,
based
yeah,
off of
yeah.
the
Oh,
future.
yeah. I was talking about Ali. But
Yeah,
when I first watched Ali, it was like that really. Besides watching like the first Bad Boys film, and but really Ali is what really solidified how great Will Smith was to
definitely,
me at least. Like he
definitely.
like I was thoroughly impressed with the movie Ali. I was
He
thoroughly impressed.
disappeared. The thing is he disappeared. And to me, the mark of a good actor is when they fucking disappear. And you forget that you're watching a fucking actor doing this shit. You think that you're looking at the person that the shit's about. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like reading a book, you know what I'm saying, back in the 80s. I don't know if any of y'all came up in the 80s. In the 80s, they used to teach us all the time about imagination, all the time on everything. Every children's station
Mhm.
was about imagination. So when you read a book, we was actually taking a trip and taking ourselves there. His type of acting does that. You know what I'm saying? Is you have a select few who actually does that to where they actually take you there. And he does it. He was fucking Ali, cuz. Let
Well,
me say
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Let me
yeah,
say
yeah.
that. Let me say that different. Let me say that different. He played the role of Ali to such a degree that he actually tapped into the energy and you thought that you was watching Ali, much like Jamie Foxx with Ray.
Yeah, let me say something about him and I did see a glimpse of how great an actor he was when and everybody talks about the famous scene in the Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
That's the one, cuz. That's the one.
And
That's
everybody talks about that. That was a very powerful scene
Nigga, I can't
because
watch that. I can't watch
because
that shit.
although we want this great image, and like personally me as well, I want this great image for black fathers. You can't discount the experiences of guys who fathers did them like that. And
No.
and Will Smith made you feel that in that scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Every
know.
Well,
time.
well, to compliment him as well, Will Smith to me is on a very small list of actors that, regardless of what's going on, all I need to do is know that he's in the movie, and I'm fine with going to see it. I
Exactly.
don't need to know what the movie about. I
Exactly.
don't need no previews. All I need to know is he in it. I'm cool. I'm there. Just tell me when
Let me
it
tell
is.
you. Let me give you one movie. The Pursuit of Happiness.
But, hey,
The end.
hey, real talk, real talk. As people were saying what they perceived this movie was gonna be. I watched that movie. Man, that was a great film.
Yeah,
Point blank. Period. Just
yeah,
an absolute great film. The film was just great. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I can't say nothing negative about that film. You know what I'm saying? It even made me interested in the I don't remember his name right at the moment, but the gentleman's life who actually went through it. Like that movie
Chris
was
Gardner.
just great. Yeah, Chris Gardner. You know what I'm saying? That movie was a great film. So,
Yeah.
and it showed Will Smith he got serious range as an actor. So to me, Denzel became the next Denzel before Denzel even left. That's how I saw Will Smith. I was like, man, he the next Denzel.
See, the thing
Enemy
is,
of
when it comes to acting, you have actors and you have those who are students of projecting and diving into an understanding of a character. All actors don't do that. Most actors just read the fucking script and they know their lines. But in the aspect of them motherfuckers embodying the entire audience into their experience as they deliver that shit, that's something that's different. That's not acting. That's alchemy. You know what I mean? And he actually does some shit like that. That's why I give that nigga top honor. I don't give a fuck how cornball that nigga is. He get top honors because he's a straight up master of the craft.
Well, I ain't gonna hit him
I
with
would say
a
that.
cornball label, but that nigga's cold.
For
Yeah.
real.
Enemy of the state.
Oh, cuz.
Like enemy of the state, man. Like it's ridiculous. And really, honestly, my dream matchup in a movie, I want to see Will Smith. I want to see a Will Smith versus Dwayne Johnson film. I want them to make it happen.
Ooh. You know what? The Rock is another motherfucker like that who got that same type of good energy on him like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah,
I'm probably gonna have to like kind of differ on that a little bit because there is a tape that's going around with him slapping Tyrese on the backstage on one of these Fast and Furious films.
what you mean
And
slapping them? What you mean like what you mean like
like, I'm
checking
talking
them?
about yeah, I'm talking like palming him in the face, like at a furious rate. Ludacris on one of the on one of the fast sets, he had his cell phone video of uh, Dwayne, well, The Rock. He's known as The Rock to me. He always be The Rock. And Tyrese, they I guess they were having an exchange backstage. Rock slapped him in the face.
Look,
um,
the thing is, that's the third country. You know, that nigga Hawaii. You know, so Hawaii is literally pretty much third
Samoan,
country, part of America.
Samoan, dude.
Samoa
Samoan
and
are a
everything,
warrior
right?
people.
Nigga, Samoan,
Samoan,
there's nothing different from between a Samoan and a motherfucking Thailandian. Nigga. That shit's all third world. That's how third world niggas get down, cuz.
yeah. And they do that taka that they start screaming and shit and start
Yeah.
stamping. That's it,
That's
man.
some
That's
warrior
it.
shit, cuz. That nigga already got the tat. So the thing is, that nigga Tyrese ain't know he was looking at Hawaiian Yakuza, nigga.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that because I'm not cool with hearing about a brother just getting slapped. But
I
I
had to
mean,
shot that nigga for real.
Rock,
Like,
yeah,
all
I'm
right,
just saying,
nigga.
Rock is a big dude and a trained fighter. My thing is, I don't talk as if untrained fighters should deal with trained fighters. That's two different worlds.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Okay, and before anyone says how's the Rock a trained fighter when he was doing fake wrestling on the set of his first
People.
film, the Scorpion King, on the set of his first film, he accidentally knocked out Michael Clark Duncan, like out cold. And this was in shape, big motherfucking Michael Clark Duncan. Like,
For people to think wrestling is fake is so fucking disgraceful because they don't understand that's the most
the outcomes are
athletic thing that
yes.
you can
It's
actually do on the same vein of how
Man, I'm talking about above a soccer player because you talking about 300 days a fucking year of
yeah.
nothing but jumping around, landing on shit,
dude,
bruising
it's
your body,
it's the
taking bumps. Like,
equivalent. It's the equivalence to Jackie Chan doing comedy with his kung fu instead of actually, damaging, heroic type shit. He do comedy. It's so much harder to do comedy when it comes to martial arts than it does to kick a motherfucker Goku style through the bricks or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
So in the aspect of wrestling, these people, they're acting and they actually maneuver over 200 to 300-pound bodies athletically to appear as if they're doing damage. And the thing is, that's the most athletic thing that you can actually do next to motherfucking martial arts or ballet, nigga.
Yeah, and it's like, and people don't realize the seriousness of doing that kind of like
Real, for real.
athletic performance entertainment type deal.
Hmm.
One misstep and you fucked up for real. Like
Done, cuz.
one misstep, man. It's like that shit is no joke. Like
None.
for real. Like there's this one that Brock Lesnar tells this story about how he invited people to come see an actual WWE ring. And one of his arrogant little buddies, oh man, y'all don't do nothing, it's fake. Yeah. It was Brock offered to body slam the guy. And Brock is a fucking asshole. Like
But he's genuine.
Brock,
He's genuine with
yeah, Brock is very genuine. Like, unbelievably genuine.
yes.
But he slams him and the dude takes it and he's like, basically he tells him, you better put your feet down first, so you're gonna have the full impact of that. And the guy kind of put his foot down wrong. He said, what the fuck? He said, this is what you work on? He said, yes, never again. Like people get in that ring and think, oh, this is some fake shit, man. People don't realize how difficult that shit is.
It's so
Man,
difficult.
and then, dude, I watched the backstage documentary on dude. It's like the old NWA, man. They got these guys cursing each other out, snorting
Yeah.
cocaine.
Yeah. And feel careful with one another in the ring when they're doing their portrayal. Like, people don't understand that you have 200 to 300-pound motherfuckers being. It's like a football game where
Yeah.
you hit, but no one gets injured. They hit gentle enough to where no one gets injured, and they can stay playing that same play 24/7 or so.
Yeah, and they get so much respect from their peers for that shit, like for keeping them safe. But anyway, let's not get too far off the conversation. Like we talking about professional wrestling. Like I like to invite you to the Black Dimension sometime so we can have a professional wrestling discussion. And anybody that's subscribed to the Black Dimension, go check out my like I do have a wrestling discussion on there. Go check out my wrestling discussion about Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if Hulk was a real American after Kid get his opinion. Yeah,
Man, quite frankly, fuck Hulk Hogan. Like that. Let's just put it like that.
Like that.
yeah, but back to your regular schedule program, but you go off on a whole other tangent. Yeah, because my thing is, if Will Smith can't get it done, you know what I'm saying? If he's doing all these different things and he's still a problem, hey man, why even worry about the problems at this point? You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's like Prince said. It's like Prince said. Insatiable's my name. Insatiable's these bitches' name, cause they can't be satisfied. And just cause they in Hollywood, people think that okay, they got the millions, they got the accolades, they got all this shit. But underneath all that other shit, they still just a basic goddamn woman who is insecure about her own within shit. No matter how deep they go within to get their millions or whatever, they still have to have to latch onto their men to get their goddamn worth. And it's like it that shows a paradigm of them having a distorted connection of that connection. There's nothing wrong with them having a connection, them trying to get worth from us because we're the sun. If we're the sun, you know what I'm saying, they're the moon or they're the earth or whatever the shit goes, whatever. They don't, ergo it goes, they don't have the largest light. So if we have the largest light, then I mean you have to absorb our shit, you know what I'm saying, get some of this growth and this baskiness and everything. Cool. But why they gotta put their motherfucking man down for them to attach onto the light when they already the motherfucking wife. That means the wife shit don't mean nothing to these bitches.
Well, I got to agree to the fact that if you're the wife of this man and you're supposed to be a great reflection of him, like what's your purpose at this point? Like what point are you trying to make by putting him down? Like stop being so competitive that you want to you would prefer to destroy your husband than simply come with a better story.
Mm,
That's how I'm looking at this point. Real
mm.
talk.
Yeah,
Cause we
yes,
under
I want to make a real.
this yeah, we under this corona situation. A lot of people can't move about as they need to. A lot of stars are kind of staying in the crib, not really doing too much stuff, at least by they social media accounts they are. But so
OnlyFans.
yeah, so you don't have a great story to tell, so you gonna say all this stuff about Will Smith out of all people. It's like if you can't leave Will Smith alone, like something wrong. So I'm sorry, something
Yeah.
wrong. The man
Yes.
ain't done nothing.
He's 100.
Nothing. You
He's
know.
100 in everything that he does. He's 100. You can tell that he's genuine. You can tell that he's the type of cat that don't lie about shit or whatever. It's like, all right, this the type of quality cat that she's with, that she somehow are not able to resonate with that quality, having alchemic perspective of worth with her. You know what I'm saying? She wants more, but what the fuck more is it that she's looking for from a motherfucker who's damn near a billionaire, famous, accolades, respected, on some king type shit? So that makes her a fucking queen, but the queen ain't enough.
Well, you know what? Janet Jackson said it. She said it very wise and very powerful way. What have you done for me lately?
That bitch.
You know, and you know what's so beautiful about that phrase? Lately is totally subjective.
And
So I guess Will ain't done enough lately for her to be cool.
oh, shit.
You know, and now lately could be yesterday, lately could be 3 seconds ago, lately can be 3 months ago. You can use it for whatever you want to use it as, for whatever purpose you want to push at that point. But my thing is, I'm sorry, I'm disappointed in Jada at this point. It seemed to me like you just threw your husband under the bus because folks ain't moving around like they would normally be in the Hollywood atmosphere, and there's no big juicy story for her to attach herself to at this point. So rather than just finding a good story that'd be great content for her show, let me throw my husband under the bus real quick.
Mm.
You know, and you know what? Come on, you know hey look, Will, I'm gonna have to throw you under the bus. You know what I'm saying? Just be quiet about it. I mean, ain't a lot going on. We on the coronavirus. You know, just don't trip, please. But I got to throw you under the bus because ain't no new stories to tell right now. Everybody's in the house. Like this is
Man,
crazy.
let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. I bet you Oprah sent Jada Pinkett Smith a high five in the mail when she said that. Yeah, girl. Yeah, you goddamn right.
Nah, I'm sorry. This ain't cool. This
Mm.
this is way too far. You at least this is my personal belief. You literally throwing your husband under the bus for the sake of that show because you want to compete against your husband as far as star power is concerned.
But see, check it out. The Mike Lowry character, anytime somebody do a character, they actually put a little bit of portion of them within it. So the thing is, that is a portion of him that he did. But he does. I think a lot of cats who are cornball, they're cornball by default. They're not cornball based off them originally being a fucking cornball. The thing is, they're cornball by default because that type of energy was received as cornball then. Had it been like 4, 5,000, 6,000 years ago, they would have been able to see the honorableness in this cat, and that would have been what led of whatever energy that they, were receptive of his character. But in this contemporary, so-called contemporary day and time, then that's cornball is cornball. I still think that nigga's got that goddamn, Mike Lowry shit in him, and he don't want to put that bitch in that motherfucking place. You know what I'm saying? In the way that he knows will fix the shit because it's something to do with the image or whatever. But the thing is, I think that is essential to the balance of a proper and adequate receptivity of our direction and our leadership and our presence as the chief. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that nigga's the chief of his relationship. And the thing is, if he was, she wouldn't be out of pocket the way that she is.
I think that she's just sassy, and I think she's used to a degree of control. I mean, that's just my belief. I
So she
mean,
trying to be chief.
what can you say against a man who has as much success as Will Smith? For real, at the end of the day,
Nothing. She's supposed to submit. She's supposed to submit like a motherfucker, be and willingly submit.
Well,
man, I don't.
At this point, I'm gonna have to say, at least for now, she don't look like a good person. I'm sorry. Just go.
Gotta let her Roger Standard, cuz for real. You working on the
What's
book?
so hard about just being a good person? I just don't get
it. I tell you the truth. What do you think the dumbest argument that has been made about this whole situation?
I mean, people trying to say that Jada Pinkett Smith was somehow on the same level as Will Smith. Like that to me is like people losing touch with reality at that point. You're truly delusional. You know, like I said, nothing against her career. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would love to have her career. But you know, she has a career that's about something until you put her next to Will. You know, it's just what it is. You know, like but
she was Fish Mooney though. She was Fish Mooney.
Because I'm trying to say like it ain't a negative thing. Like a tall guy, like I got a I got a cousin. He's like 6'6", so he tall, right? You know what I'm saying? He the tall guy in the family. You know, he tall to basketball players come around. When a center comes around, he's 7 foot. Yeah, he was tall until that guy showed up. You know what I'm saying? So
nice,
you know,
yeah.
She got a career until somebody yes, as long as Will Smith not there, she a movie star to a certain degree. But if Will Smith walking around, she's just an actor.
So what you're saying? If Will Smith wasn't there, people say, "Look, it's Captain Niobe from the Matrix Reloaded in Revolution."
He can take like my ship.
She can say she a movie star as long as Will in the other room sleep. She can say she a movie star because technically she has starred in a movie. Technically she had. But when Will Smith get up, he walk into the kitchen. The movie star just walked in.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't
trilogy.
well, I don't want nobody to say that oh y'all was just hating on Jada. No, Jada had a good career as far as any actor goes, but if you talk about Will Smith's career in comparison,
she's not the superstar, and that's the problem that Jada has. That's the problem that Boris Kojo woman got. That's the problem that Stephen Curry woman got.
Let me give a quick analogy. Will Smith is like Michael Jordan to Jada Pinkett's Randy Brown.
What?
From a career basis, from a career basis. What? See, Randy Brown actually played point guard for the Bulls. But if you like really wasn't a Bulls fan when they was winning championships, you don't know who Randy Brown is. No, I know because I'm from Chicago and I watched them play all the time and all that. Well, I'm just trying to keep it real. If you know what I'm saying, I know who Randy Brown is because that was my team. You know what I'm saying, growing up.
Right.
But ain't nobody from Utah. Don't nobody know who Randy Brown is. You know, no diss against Randy Brown. You still my man if I see you in the streets. But you know what I'm saying.
Hey, it's like me with the Lakers. Nobody remember Michael Cooper right now, but Michael Cooper and James Worthy, those are my cats. You know, so everybody like Magic and shit. Like, nah, nigga, James Worthy
You
is the
talking about,
most
you talking
consistent
about
cat.
the Showtime Lakers.
Yes.
Yeah,
With
but I'm saying it's people that know those names because I know those
volunteering to
names.
sell them an AC ring.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yes.
But I'm saying people know those names. Randy Brown was a guy who played for the Bulls, and I'm pretty sure because y'all not from Chicago, and a lot of people from Chicago would be like, "Well, who is Randy Brown?" You know what I'm saying? You know, he was never a starter. You know what I'm saying, for any team.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not even sure he started when people was injured. You know, he just didn't have that type of career.
Damn, but he was there.
Yeah, and that's how Jada Pinkett's career is in comparison to Will Smith.
Oh my God, she was just there.
No, I'm saying as an actress, as an
As
actress, she did make it in Hollywood. She has starred in a film or two. You know what I'm saying? She's been co-starred in some other films.
What the
You know what
fuck
I'm
she
saying?
started? Wait a minute. What the fuck has
I
she
mean, she
started
was she was
since
starring
Jason's
Set It
Lyric?
Off.
Woo.
Okay,
she was
she
Set
was
It Off.
starring like
She was in the
Set It
mix.
Off.
No. Woo was the last shit her ass started.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying.
You know,
As an
Tommy Davis
actor,
trying to be cool again.
well, I'm saying as an actor though. But I'm saying, as an actor, she did star in a movie. You know what I'm saying? She starred in a couple of different movies as an actor, or actress, I should say. And that's just like Randy Brown. Randy Brown, when you compare him to Michael Jordan, he suck. But if you put him on any other, you take him to a park, he killing everybody because he's a pro NBA player. You know what I'm saying? He
Kind of like
killing
Cliff
the court.
Levis.
But
Kind of
you
like
put him
Cliff
next to
Levis.
Michael Jordan, he nothing. He a scrub.
Yeah. Uh,
You know.
Nigga smoke all the WNBA.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's my thing. Randy Brown is a quote unquote NBA scrub, but yeah, take him to a park. He was gonna kill everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Different
Yeah.
quality of person.
Yeah. And Jada Pinkett Smith. If you compare her to somebody who's an actress, she got a lot that she can say because most actors don't really ever make it big and never really get to star in any films. And she got a couple starring roles on her belt. It's just, and nowhere in the world does she compare to Will Smith on that level.
You know what? That brings up a really good inquiry. Why the hell? How does she resonate, or what about her resonate as an actress to people anymore? She's just a celebrity. That's the reason. Will is still an actor. He's still sought after. He put something out in Hollywood in a movie. People don't flock to that shit. They not just finna see it. No, they finna flock to the shit because his shit carries power. She
Well, let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something. Like, let me make this point real quick. Gemini Man, that movie that just came out.
yeah.
Gemini Man was a good film. It didn't do that well,
I gotta
but it was
see
a good film.
Hey,
Most
shout
most
out
of
to
most.
Elaine real quick in the chat. Shout out to Elaine. He said he remember Randy Brown. I don't know how, you know, but shout out to you, brother.
I
That
I
was a
haven't
real fan. That was a
have
real fan.
I haven't seen
Yeah, that's
Gemini
Alan.
Man yet, but yeah, anything with him, he's to me he has the same type of star resonance as Kevin Costner, because Kevin Costner, now you're gonna watch this shit and you're gonna be entertained by it. You're not really gonna say he's a bad actor or nothing. Just that this motherfucker make great movies, and if you make great movies, then that qualifies real deep into your character as an actor. Will Smith makes great movies. He makes really great movies, and he's a good actor as well. But he makes great fucking movies. So
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
mm,
Let me tell you something. You know another trilogy that he could have been a part of?
what's that?
Yeah, me and Roger was talking about this one earlier. This motherfucker could have been Neo.
I saw that shit. That wouldn't work. That wouldn't work. That wouldn't work.
not well. It wasn't well. I mean, like what we got in the end was cool. I mean, but for what, like when I was discussing this with Roger, Roger was basically saying that it wasn't pitched good to Will Smith, so Will Smith just turned it down.
Mm.
It
Well,
wasn't
Mm.
pitched.
that's according to what Will Smith said about it. You know.
Yeah,
But see,
but
that's the
then look
thing.
who popped up.
Imagine seeing him as ignorant as Neo was when Neo was in his ignorance of awakening to the Matrix. I don't think it would have been believable. I don't think he would have been able to deliver a believable portrayal of that character like that. With Keanu Reeves, he has, he's easily to get a fucking clueless look upon his visage, especially based off of Bill and Ted and type shit. You know what I'm saying? I think, yeah, with Will, nah, I don't think he would have been believable as being ignorant about the Matrix. Like, oh wow, I didn't know this was happening. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? I think the closest that he's got in an aspect of futurism has to be what's the shit where the nigga was fighting the robots and shit? What that was?
iRobot.
I Robot. When he was in that one, in a dystopian future, it was very, very believable in that, extremely believable. So I think that if he would have took some aspects of that character to Neo, he possibly could have pulled that shit off. But I really don't think at that time he would have been able to do that. I don't think it would have been believable.
But this is what we did get in the Matrix right here, y'all. So just to remind y'all,
Mm-hmm.
That she was in there. Yeah.
yeah, she was Captain Niobe. She
Yo,
was all. I'll get to her credit. She was also star of the video game that was based on this.
yes, she was. She was her and Ghost, and the thing is, she actually represented for black people. I give her respect on that, but she represented for black people on there with the motherfucking Bantu knots up in there, and her name was Nairobi. She was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna put it in here," like Denzel Washington did in Saving whatever that movie was in, where the brother got raped. And he gave him that book of the opinions of Marcus Garvey and shit. They be slipping shit in like that. The fact she got Bantu knots, I'm pretty sure they had a lot of people to research that shit and what I'm saying, look into the culture or something like that. So she get honored for that shit.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
See, because he does have a career until you compare it to Will Smith.
You cold as fuck, cuz, for real.
So what's she?
No,
What did she
I'm
do
saying
after
it in a
this? What did
complimentary.
she do after?
I'm. Hold on. I am saying that in a complimentary way. She does actually, because there's gonna be some people like, what did Jada Smith, Pinkett Smith do? My thing is she had a career. You know what I'm saying? It's just when you start thinking about Will Smith's career, it's like, what did she do? But if you just look at her as a separate actress, she had a career. She did some stuff.
Does she have a
You know?
career in comparison to the way that he works? She doesn't even have a career. She's not even working in comparison to her husband.
No, not at
So
all. Red Table Talk is something she's doing on Facebook.
I mean, what the fuck, and really, let's keep it real. We're talking about millionaires. How much does it take for a fucking, what I'm saying, 10 times, 20 times, 30 times over a millionaire to be able to develop a quality show? It don't take much to have to a good cinematographer and what I'm saying, select the space and select and what I'm saying, make some fucking public broadcast and what I'm saying, higher level type shit of talk show or something like that for a fucking millionaire.
Yeah.
That doesn't take nothing for them. So that she don't get props for that shit.
Will
Well, I
Smith.
don't want to
Will
take no. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Kev. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna throw this out here. Will Smith's net worth is $350 million.
I would have thought he
She
would have been
married
worth
very well.
at least 600 to 700. Really, that's it.
Yeah, it's 350 million, but still though, that's really that's still not a small figure. I would take 350 million over what I currently have.
Of
But
course.
Right. 10% of his money, you still brag.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
would have thought he was around 700 by now, though, for real. Because that's the thing. His star quality carries that much. You know what I'm saying? He's on the same level like with some Brad Pitt, whatever Brad Pitt is. I think that nigga's supposed to be there.
Yeah, and I know somebody mentioned Wild Wild West in the comments, and my thing is like he did Wild Wild West and didn't miss a beat. Like that didn't stop him or slow him down or
Nah,
nothing. It's like, okay, yeah,
nah.
I did a bad movie. I finally did a bad movie. There you go.
I'm going
And he just
straight to you.
yeah, he just
That
kept it
song still
pushing.
got airplay though. That song that he made for the movie still got airplay though. Like major airplay. We going
Oh, he
like
got money
it,
off that song. He got money off that song.
oh yeah. Let me tell you let me tell you what other song he got money off of. Just the two of us.
Are you
And
kidding
his
me?
display
That's a classic, and that's a classic, and not just that's a classic. That's considered Americana right now.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, like, and then shout out to the late great Bill Withers, rest in peace.
respect.
Um, yeah, but I mean, like, it's just more of a testament to his public positive image.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and he did do a lot for the black man's image. Real talk. I just when, when people start hating, it just you know what I'm saying. It sticks out when you talk about certain people. So it's bad that it's Jada because it's his wife. But this was man, it's just a total hater move. Like Hollywood done slowed down. You trying to keep your show hot, so you attack your own husband. The man, it's just such a lack of respect and to make that move, and
Mm,
it really kind of makes me lose respect for her. Real
yeah,
talk, you know,
Man,
yeah.
like
Southeast Dustin, man. Southeast Dustin down here tripping, man. He talking about some like I guess when I mentioned the Wild Wild West song, he said he think the song did better than the movie, but
now
then
that
he
might actually be true. That might actually be true.
but then he turned around
Real
and
talk.
said, then he then turned around and said, "Is Will Smith doing a song for the Matrix? I can't hear it."
Oh God, thank God it never happened. Oh
Well,
God,
Can you
luckily,
imagine? Can you imagine if he did the Matrix and he had actually did a song to go with the movie?
that shit
well,
probably would have
luckily,
flopped.
well,
Yeah,
he's made enough money that he don't need to do a song for the Matrix. So that's,
yeah,
I give him props. The man was able to turn down the Matrix.
All right,
You
but
know,
hold up. Some elements of Keanu Reeves within the Matrix, with him doing kung fu, some of that was somewhat believable, meaning that he actually immersed himself within it. Do any of you think you could really see Will Smith doing some fucking kung fu?
yes.
what
I
I'm gonna
think. I
say
think.
this.
No. I'm gonna say because I'm gonna say that Hollywood Magic could make it look good because of the kind of worker that I see Will Smith is as an actor.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this because I mean I don't doubt Will Smith because the man does such good work. And then with the concept of the movie, because remember they was just downloading information to him, and the Matrix the Matrix is a high quality movie because I kid you not. I just had some kids watch the Matrix like last week. I just introduced them to the Matrix because I was like, y'all need to see something that y'all wouldn't even know to go look up. So I had them
Right,
watch the first Matrix. And when I, you know what I'm saying, when I go deal with them again, we gonna watch two, and then of course the next time we gonna watch three, and they into it. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't wait to see the next one. You
right.
know, and until we started talking about Jada Smith, I literally forgot she was in the Matrix trilogy. So I ain't forgot that
Captain
Will Smith
House.
was in any movie that he was in. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like I don't think about Bad Boys and I forgot Will Smith was in it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember in all his films.
Real
So
talk, real
you
talk.
know, so
But
yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But my thing is, she just trashed her husband. That's just how I see it. She trashed her husband to try to make her red table talk show. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Red table talk. Yeah,
Yeah,
mm,
Red Table Talk.
yeah, she tried to make her or keep her show hot because ain't no new crazy story came out in Hollywood. Because after that Alicia Curry's thing with Steph Curry, her show got a lot bigger because I didn't know she had a show till that came out. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember her show. And if I did hear that she had a show, it went in one end basically and out the other because I didn't even remember that she had a show until that Alicia Curry situation came out. Then you had other little news clips that came out from time to time. So she just needed her show to be hot, and she took a great man, like Will Smith and dragged him to keep her show hot. That is not cool as a wife. I'm sorry.
Mm.
I don't know if I was him. He the type of cat that could probably survive a scandal with, what I'm saying, a side bitch or something like that. If I was that, I would personally get caught with a side bitch that, what I'm saying, you get you have to after about, what I'm saying, 6 months, the shit died down, but it's done. But you know what I'm saying, man, that bitch look real
I
bad.
did hear that I did hear that he had a romp with an Instagram model though.
Oh, word.
You know what I mean? Let me confirm this because it's like
Well, it's
Hold up,
you can't
hold up,
catch
bring that
yourself.
up. If you got that shit on the net, we in 2020 shit. Put that shit up on the web. What to do?
Yeah,
well,
let me.
let me say Will Smith so smooth. I bet it ain't confirmed. So if he is doing all this stuff, ain't none of it getting confirmed. We got to give him some props for that too.
Hey, shit, you know how to do your dirt. It is what it is. That's the first step in being gangster. So he might not be as cornball as we think he is. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't see anything on it. I don't see anything on it. That might have been a lie.
Mm,
I don't see anything on it.
I doubt it.
I like.
He risking a lot with an Instagram model. You risking a whole lot.
Yeah, because they'll put your shit out there.
Yep.
I mean, they already looking for attention as it is. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the whole point. Attention, attention, attention.
It's really sad seeing that shit. But the thing is, see, this is my thing. Is when you understand how, we'll say, how the social conditioning of black women is within the United States, right? Um, their social conditioning is pretty much culture, and in the aspect of it being culture, what is the incentive for there to be a complementive alternative to whatever social conditioning they're enduring right now? And you know what the social conditioning, consists of, in an aspect of them not having accountability, right? You don't have to have no fucking accountability.
Oh hell
uh
no.
you can view reality primarily based off of how you feel about it, not based off of how it presents itself to you. So wanting adjustment of the change of reality in an aspect of them being within the United States, of how women are social conditioned, is in an aspect of their strength. They're not taught that their femininity has the strength that they need. And if they are taught it, they're taught it in a fucking masculine esque or feminine esque type of perspective. So all that to say is, what do we think is the fucking incentive for there to be an opposing perspective of something that's a little bit more healthy for them and us if we do be in a union with one another? Because it don't seem like they're, whatever they're plugging into, it doesn't think about the union. It only thinks about some individual me shit. And we're defaulted to having to think about the union just for us to say that we're good people.
well, well, I'm just gonna say based on behaviors, I'm gonna say in general we are good people. They need to leave my man Will Smith alone. He's a great individual that has accomplished a whole lot in his life. And if he didn't do enough for you as an individual, you're a loser at that. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Point blank, period. Because you
yeah.
you you won't be satisfied with anything. If Will Smith didn't accomplish enough for anybody to be like, yeah, that's cool, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what else you need done.
He should be able to
Point
say,
blank.
bitch, shut up whenever he want to. You know what I'm saying? And it not be received
Well,
as a
well,
misogynist type of thing.
yeah, that's honestly, I gotta say for real, based on the shit that I've seen, that is a realistic view. But things should have to cross, and it. No, I'm dead ass. But things should have to cross into disrespect, and that's just a personal policy of mine.
Yeah.
I
Well,
can
my
dig.
thing is there has to be a limit to what you need to be satisfied. And Will Smith has done a lot in comparison to other people on the planet. He's done more than most. So if he didn't do enough, that's your fault. You know what I'm saying? Your standards was too high if he didn't reach them. And I'm gonna have to leave it like that, because I got to get out of here, bro. I got to make one more quick run.
Yeah, well, we're about at the I'm about at the mark anyway. You
All
know,
right, then.
But as far as it's like
I
this
feel
is. I think that we've said what we've needed to say. We took time to do that, and I think that this was a good conversation. But um, let me put y'all like this in closing. It's like I don't like as a black man in America, and I'm gonna say this to all the black men, whether you believe this or not, you shouldn't have to take shit from anyone.
Thank you.
Period. You shouldn't have to take you and not even your spouse.
Mm.
Not even your spouse. You don't have to take it. It's your choice if you sit there and you want to take it, but you don't have to take it, and you can take exception to the treatment that you receive if you don't like it.
Mm.
There's nothing wrong with expressing any kind of disagreement. But if hey, you know what? If y'all want to continue to act like bitches, then hey, you know what? We can punish you for it. Verbal.
True that. True that.
In a very verbal fucking way. So, you continue, will continue as a decisive winner, and I'm not gonna lose. My logic is not gonna, and in fact, we're not losing anyway. We're actually kind of winning. The loser is always the one that has to throw you under the bus and do a personal attack. You remember that.
Mm.
And I'll leave y'all with that. As a black man, you shouldn't have to take shit from anyone. Not in this country, not in this year, not in this lifetime, period. So take that how you want. And Kev, we trust goodbye. Thank
Well
you for tuning
said.
in.
Long live the bitch with line steppers.
Long live the habitual line steppers.